Lance, you mentioned that there's a state role in this, even though the Endangered Species Act is federal legislation. So I guess the next obvious question would be directed toward Earl, who has had many roles since I have known him with the state. And I guess I would want to ask you, what's the state's role in all of this? Is the state already doing something to prepare for this possible decision, or how does the state handle this?
Okay, the answer to that is no, yes. Because what I'm really doing at this point in time relative to the turtles is looking at putting together a habitat conservation plan. That's a specific terminology for the Endangered Species Act. Since they are protected, interactions are occurring with fishermen. And by the way, I'm not a scientist, I'm a fisherman. And I was asked to take this position because I was a fisherman. We are working to decriminalize, in essence, anytime a fisherman or any other ocean user interacts, in this case, most of the time, hooks a turtle or a seal, and by getting an incidental take permit. The problem with getting that incidental take permit at this point in time is that we don't have enough data on what the number of interactions are occurring. And that's we're kind of in a catch-22 situation. If you interact with a turtle, it's a violation. So, we can't ask a fisherman to self-report, because then we have to look at doing an investigation on it, in essence. But we do need to find out how many interactions are occurring, because the incidental take permit pins a number on the number of interactions you can have. So we're working on that. The good thing about that is, as we work on the habitat conservation plan, if and when and whenever the feds delist the turtle, we can morph that habitat conservation plan into a Honu management plan. In essence, the same data sets go into that management plan. We need to know how much interaction is occurring. We need to look at what the impact is on the population. Then also, what's not in the habitat conservation plan, and really the crux of this meeting, for what I understand it, is that in the Honu management plan, we will have to address actual harvest. Now, so as we put this together, we're actually doing the habitat conservation plan, but we're also doing another shadow plan that, in essence, is based on the same set of criteria. And what we're ready to do at that point, we've got place markers that will address, one, a cultural harvest, and two, a harvest other than cultural. What I envision that'll occur with that is there will probably be a permitting process, and it'll be based on what the scientists tell us the population can sustain. But until the process that Lance talked about is complete, we, as a state, will not be able to, or will not take any action as far as the Honu management plan. Now, we need to develop it in conjunction as this whole process is going, because as Lance stated, in order to delist, you have to have a management plan in place. So that's what we're working on at this point, is to have that management plan, however it shakes out, to be able to say, okay, no kidding, if the other criteria are met, we have a Honu management plan that we're ready to implement. And obviously part of that is monitoring, part of that is enforcement in terms of making that plan work.